The RRSP deadline is February 29th at midnight. And before the time runs out, we want to discuss whether or not it is the best method for your retirement savings. Today, we compare registered retirement savings plans with tax-free savings accounts. It's all part of our special Your Money series, RRSP Tips for 2016. Kerry Taylor is a financial writer from Squawk Fox. Lovely to see you again.
Thank you, Bruce, for having me
back. Let's start with comparing the two things. I get asked this question all the time. People are really confused. They're different plans. They are different containers, as you call them.
Yes.
We've got a graphic here. Let's go through the basics on how they are different.
Well, first of all, they're containers, and you put your money, you contribute your money to them. You can invest in a number of investments, and they both offer tax-sheltered savings, which is amazing. But that's really where the difference ends, because they're kind of mirror images of each other. So on one hand, you have the RSP, which we've had for decades. You put your pre-tax dollars in there, and the idea is you want to reduce your taxable income.
Yeah.
So you get a refund. Right? Now you can be any age to open an RSP account. You just need income. So you can contribute up to 18%. And it's great. But you got to remember that it's a tax-deferred savings account.
Yes.
So you can't look at all the money in your RSP as an asset. Eventually the government's going to take their chunk. So when you get your refund, don't spend it.
So we've got tax-deferred versus tax-free. Let's talk about the contribution limits, because they really play into who should choose which product. It is higher for an RRSP.
It is. So basically, if you're a higher income earner, so I like to think about $40,000. If you earn over $40,000, you're going to want to reduce your taxable income. So the RSP is a really good bet for you. Whereas if you're earning under $40,000, you want to look at not earning more in your retirement. So the TFSA is a much better investment for lower income Canadians, because on the outset, you're going to have access to like the guaranteed income supplement and OAS, and you don't want to have the government claw that back on you.
Right. So there's a category of people for whom the TFSA is not the best, or the TFSA is the better choice. Lower income is one. People with a defined benefit pension plan is another. Why is it compelling for them?
Absolutely, because their income is going to be kind of flat, right? So you're going to have, contributions to your defined pension plan, and on the outset, it's just going to be flat for them. They're going to have the same coming in as they're going to have coming out in their withdrawal. So TFSA is probably a better bet to go.
Deferral is not so helpful for them.
Yes.
If you choose an RRSP, you need to use the refund. We've got an example here of what that refund could look like. If you earn 60 grand and you contribute just shy of $11,000, that's a refund of more than $3,000. If you go that route, you don't get a refund with the tax-free savings account.
No, you don't. That's because the tax-free savings account is after-tax money. So you contribute the money to the container, you can invest it how you want to invest in your different securities, and you keep all the money. And that's the beautiful thing about it. I call it the totally fantastic savings account, because everything you see in there, you get to keep. So there's no liabilities at the end. It's all your cash.
We talked a little bit about the math and the importance of the tax rate declining in retirement for it to really work to have the RSP, but there's another behavioral benefit. It's hard. It's harder to take money out of an RRSP than a TFSA. It
is. I mean, there's certain withholding tax, and you're going to be taxed when it comes out, and it feels bad to lose that money to the government. So if you're one of those people that you see the money, you want to spend it, it's probably a good idea if you're in the right income threshold to put that
just
into
psychologically.
RSP. Absolutely. Although taking money out of a TFSA is challenging too. A lot of Canadians have screwed that up as well. So you got to know the rules, right? If you take the money out of your TFSA, you got to wait till the next calendar year to replace those funds if you have no more contribution space left.
What is the magic of the match, the company match? A lot of people don't utilize this to the extent that they could.
So if you get a company match, the RSP is a definite no-brainer for you, because your company is giving you free money. And this is why I started becoming interested in personal finance, because I told all my colleagues, you're missing the match, you're missing all this free money, and I marched them up into the HR department.
I can see you doing that, literally grabbing them by the hand. And
I did that.
Of course you did.
So they loved me for it. My employer wasn't so sure about it, but get the match. So contribute to your RSP and get that free money. Don't leave it on the table.
We had the two limits, the maximum contribution limits up a second ago. If you're a higher income earner and you actually earn enough to get close to that almost $25,000 threshold,
yes,
it would seem like an RRSP is going to be a better choice in only that the tax-free savings account max is way lower than that.
Well, no, for sure. But here's the beauty of using both of them. So if you're one of those people and you're lucky enough to be able to max it all out, maybe you have no kids, maybe you don't have a mortgage, maybe you live in a basement.
You have a trust fund,
yeah,
you
exactly.
run a grow-up in your basement,
or
whatever
maybe
it
you're
is.
just a super saver,
right.
Okay? Take your refund and put that back into your tax-free savings account, because then you're getting the best of both worlds and you're able to, capitalize on the tax-free savings growth in your TFSA and the tax-deferred growth in your RRSP.
The other thing to remind people is that they can invest in almost anything, regardless of which account their retirement savings are in. There's a huge amount of flexibility, right?
Absolutely. Again, it's a container. It holds all the different investments. You can hold, you can hold GICs, mutual funds, index funds, exchange-traded funds, stocks, bonds.
Yeah.
You name it, it's in there. So the idea is, to get a good balance, to get a good, timeline going for as long as you to know when you're going to retire, and let that savings grow.
A lot of young people are looking at saving for real estate. What's your advice for those who are saying, listen, I want to save, it's going to be for a down payment, it's going to be for retirement. How do they decide whether or not it's tax-free savings account or RRSP and the home buyers plan?
Oh my goodness, it's so hard, because you see that money there and you want to tap it.
Yeah.
I am not a huge fan of the home buyers plan. I like to see people keep their money in their RRSP for their retirement. Same with the TFSA. I'm not a big fan of tapping that money, because the beauty of the TFSA is that that money's going to compound and grow and create more space for you. And if you take that money out, it's gone. So I like to get the best of both worlds by just growing that space even more and compounding that cash away. Save. Do it. Your future self will thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Kerry
Bruce.
Taylor. Well, stay with us. Coming up.